So hold on a second. You guys got me thinking. When these people are making a mobile video game, are they like testing it and say, "All right, go take a shit and come back"? And, like, how was the timing? Like, oh, I was done half poop. Oh,
You gotta have
know that, It's gotta be long enough where you can have a full poop, but then linger around a little bit because it's alone time, relaxing. It's like a little
You
break.
gotta have a quick load time so you can have, by the time, if we're going by the poop schedule, if by the time you sit, you want the game, you hit the button, you sit
You
down,
gotta be-
and
That's
then
what
you
I'm
look
talking
up
about.
and your phone should be loaded.
Bite-sized experiences, and if you close it, you have to be able to pick up right where you left off, before.
Absolutely.
So, like something.
Yes. Jump in, jump out.
Exactly. Hello, Nomads, and welcome to the Nomads of Fantasy Podcast, episode 132. I almost said 300. We're not that far yet. Episode 132. With me tonight, as always, I have Brandon.
Player 2 has joined the conversation.
And I got Dave.
The yippee-ki-yay, mother lemon farmers.
Lemon farmers.
Yeah,
Changing it up.
It's summertime.
Yeah. So we got a little bit of a different one this time. We talk about video games sometimes, a lot of the times, but
Usually it's a specific game.
Usually it's a specific game. We're talking about
platform.
Yeah, this time we're talking about a platform, specifically a mobile gaming platform, and one you might not expect. That would be Netflix. That's right. If you didn't know, Netflix does have mobile games, and we're gonna be.
I think mobile gives them a bad name, a bad rap.
There is a bad connotation associated with
not
mobile gaming, for sure.
Yeah, that's true. You do buy them through your mobile app store. We'll say, but
yeah, as you can see, if you're watching the video version, Brandon has pulled up the Netflix app.
Watches Bridgerton.
That's the new season just dropped. If you have a wife, you know that new season of Bridgerton just dropped. But right under that,
it looks like something I wouldn't watch.
Well, basically, yes, that's exactly right. But right below that top banner is the Netflix games. What do you call that? Slider section.
Menu, yeah, whatever.
Because Netflix organizes everything by like some kind of curated list. But this is not even movie or TV show related. It's only video games.
The only way you would know about these is if you use Netflix on the mobile app, because they don't advertise this on like any of the TV apps, or if you're watching Netflix normally, on your TV, there's no mention of these Netflix games anywhere.
Which is so weird that they don't. Like, it seems they got a lot of shit on here. I made a count of how many games they have listed on here. Do you guys want to take a guess at what they're giving us free with our Netflix?
I'm guessing
68, 60, it's 70.
I'm getting, I was gonna say like 73.
All right, Price is Right rules. Eric wins. It's the count I got right before we started was 94 games.
Oh wow!
It does not feel like it. It does not feel like it.
Well, it's weird because they're constantly. I was looking at some of the stuff. They are kind of constantly trickling in new ones every month or so. They have like press releases like, oh, here's the new games for May 2024. Like they just added Katana Zero, Paper Trail. So like they are steadily adding more and more games to this library.
They are. They absolutely are.
Like Braid that they just released like a week or two ago. That hasn't been available since the 360, I want to say.
Yeah, it's the it was one of the original XBLA games.
And it's been tucked away on that system for so long.
Yeah.
And now the only way you can get to it is like I don't know if it's even on Steam, but
I think it is. I think they just they re-released the anniversary edition on a bunch of platforms, but it's cool that they included it on this platform.
Anniversary, yeah, it is. There it is. So Steam and Netflix are your options. So
there's a big thing though, because like, what if you? All right, I feel like we have a pretty interesting approach to this conversation about Netflix games because we all played it with different devices, or if you're like me, I didn't use a device at all. And yes, you can connect like controllers and shit to your phone and play these games like you would on a console. I played as if I didn't have the option of using my Xbox controller. I just used the touchscreen experience. I wanted to know what is it like to play Hades, a very big, very amazing game that's great on console. What's it like to play that with touchscreen? You know, I wanted to
Probably
know
not
what it was like,
good.
but and no, it wasn't. It wasn't at all, and I would not recommend it. You're doing a disservice to a great game. Dave and Eric both came to these, and this is a great. I don't know if you guys want to get into it because I can't really speak to the devices you use, but I know that you use controllers and
Well, before
adapters or
we
whatever
There's-
to play these games. You don't have to just use a touchscreen, is what I'm saying. You
That's
can
true.
use other things.
Before we get into it, just a little bit of history. If you've never even heard of Netflix games, like you didn't know that they had these, they've been around for longer than you think. They launched this in 2021. So this
Oh,
has been around
damn.
for almost
Oh,
3
okay.
years already. And they first launched with
COVID.
a total of 5 games, which were Stranger Things 1984, Stranger Things 3 the game, Shooting Hoops, Card Blast, and Teeter Up. So they started with a humble little 5-game library.
It's cool they had
and-
an exclusive with the Stranger Things. I would assume
Yeah.
it's exclusive.
Yeah, they have the license. I mean, they have the IP to make some of these licensed games.
Right.
I remember when they first announced this, and I was kind of, asking myself why they were deciding to do this, just because like what could games on Netflix offer me that just games on
Your
like,
Xbox.
because there's
Like an actual console.
well, there's console, but there's also things like Apple Arcade, which is another mobile games subscription service where it's sort of the same thing. You pay, it's included with, your Apple subscription, so you pay a certain amount every month, depending on the tier or whatever. And you get access to this huge library of mobile games, and it's all, the big thing is you pay the subscription, so there's no ads. It's all, ad-free stuff, and there's no microtransactions or anything in any of these games. So they're like the premier mobile gaming experience, which Netflix is kind of trying to offer the same thing, because like it's included with your
There's got some
Netflix
heavy hitters
subscription
in there, dude.
Yeah, it's no ads, so they're advertising it in the same way. So like, it was interesting to me that they decided to go with this approach. So I don't know if they were trying to bring in new subscribers, if this is just something they're experimenting with, or like driving more traffic to the mobile app.
YouTube's mobile app was also. I was trying to find it. They had video games like Cut the Rope and shit on here. It wasn't as good as Netflix, but YouTube had something.
Probably like
that's Google.
They're probably HTML versions of Flash game and stuff like that. But like you're paying what, $16 a month for Netflix at this point, $18. Like it kind of makes it feel like it's almost a little bit more worth it. Like if you
it's
actually
a nice bonus.
make an effort to use it. Like A, you got to know what's there. B, you got to
It's like Eric said. Yeah, it's not advertised or promoted anywhere.
The discoverability is terrible.
Netflix on my Xbox and say, hey, go play this on your phone. And maybe the consoles don't want to, but even your TV's not saying, hey, on the mobile we have games over there.
But it does make it a little more inviting, because like something like Hades you get for free here. It's not on Game Pass anymore. That got removed over there. So something like that, and if you're playing a game like that, yes, you need a controller. Xbox controller synced up perfectly. Eric, did you use PlayStation or Xbox?
This little ditty right here, baby.
Ooh.
So if you're watching the video version, I'm holding up the Backbone controller. So this is,
nice.
I mean, it's made for an iPhone, this one specifically, but there are similar ones like this for like Android devices. But basically, you just slide your phone right in here, and it plugs in.
It plugs into the
there's
USB on the bottom.
There's a lightning connector on here for your iPhone, so it plugs right in.
For the connectivity.
Super seamless.
Instant,
and when you have your phone in here, it feels like you're playing a Switch or something. So like, it's not Bluetooth connected, it's connected right into the device, so you're not getting any lag or anything. So like, if you're playing something like Hades, I mean, it feels like you're playing it on the Switch. So like, if you're gonna play a game like Hades or something that requires more than just like your standard touchscreen controls, or like we all hate those on-screen virtual, game pads that they kind of
Yeah.
just shove on. It feels
Some
lazy.
some are decent. I will say though, like, because I didn't play with a backbone, I played Bluetooth with the Xbox
Yeah.
controller, and that was pretty lag free too. I didn't notice anything. I was playing Shredder's Revenge and Moonlighter and some other random stuff on there, but the problem that I have there is that you have nothing to hold your phone, which is why I was like, I kind of wish I had that backbone. But it's just
It's
a way to
great.
like
Yeah.
hold your phone and the controller at the same time, or else I was
Dave,
gonna
go
like
on Amazon,
duct tape it
type
on
or
top.
Walmart and type phone holder. Those little stands, dude. I don't have one. I have.
I have one.
I used
Yeah,
to
I
have
have
like
one of those
a
too.
case that did it and other stuff,
Yeah,
but
you just need like a rotatable
yeah,
kind of base that you can use to hold your phone in different positions, dude. Because yeah,
that's really all you need. Like that and screen size was the big issue with me
and like
because
not to go
all
down a
the stuff you
tangent,
can play on tablet too. So if you have a tablet, like that is
right?
probably the
Yeah.
best way to go through these because you're just
An
paying.
iPad, I
It's
could.
like
Yeah.
having your own game console. If you have an Android or an iPad and you just have an Xbox or a PlayStation controller, backbone, anything, it's like you have a new console for free.
You have a
So
console right
weird.
there waiting for you, and you can play it
Well,
with any controller. I'm sure PlayStation controllers work with
dude,
it, Xbox controllers
Yeah.
work with it, like even PC third-party ones
we
should work with it.
we
It
touched
doesn't.
on this a little bit before, but Dave was saying there's like a negative connotation to mobile gaming, and I was talking about this a little bit in the Discord as well. Nowadays, your phone is more powerful than like a Nintendo Switch. It can play the new iPhones can play Resident Evil 4 remake. Like your phone can play like full scale console
They're
games.
very powerful.
Mhm.
I know.
So it's
They've
not
been powerful for
it's not
years.
it's long since the days of fucking Flappy Bird and stuff. There's
Right.
your phone's basically a video game console. So if you want to treat it that way, you certainly can with all these subscription services, with like Xbox Cloud Gaming, and with what we're talking about. There on Netflix games, there are like full scale console experiences that you can have, like Hades, like Katana Zero, like Grand Theft
They have
Auto, San Andreas.
3 Grand Theft Auto games is
Yeah,
nuts. Just
It
3
is
of
cool.
like
You just
3
have it
Vice
right
City
there.
and San Andreas.
And
I
all
mean,
you need, like, it's almost easier to just take a phone and a controller and just play that way
Yeah.
than to and just wear headphones and nobody's gonna, you won't bother anybody, and you're just doing your own thing. I mean, like, it is pretty cool. You just forget and you don't think of it advertised as Netflix, where I watch Friends or Seinfeld or movies and shit or stand up, right?
Yeah.
But are you going there to jam on a game? Like, oh, I want to play a video game, but I don't even know. Just go on Netflix.
dude.
Yeah.
And it's almost cost efficient because if you get a controller, you can get pretty cheap ones off of Amazon. I'm probably $20 maybe for a couple, who knows, or one. But then you can also get like a nice controller for a console and just use it here, on your. Because there's something to be said about playing with a controller, I think, than like a touch screen or even a backbone, But
some of these games, some of the games, they do their best to, ports from consoles, do their best to optimize for mobile. Some better than others, but
Right.
some of these games are made for mobile first, which I think those are sort of the best experiences because
yes,
they've got
true.
the controls figured out. They're intuitive for touchscreens. It is hard to go from a controller with, especially, I keep going back to Hades, but I really want to know your experience playing Hades on a touchscreen because I can't even imagine that.
I hated it. It's delayed. If it's just, I hated it. I didn't like.
Is it one of the virtual like controllers on the screen?
Yeah, it
has to be.
you're sliding around on the bottom left with your thumb, and your other thumb is on the bottom right, and that's like your moves. I tried
not having buttons kills
Dead Cells, and it's just these games
Same
are too
thing.
fast.
Yeah.
I can't. And now, what's funny though, is I have kids ages 5 and 9, and they play on their smart screens, their tablets.
Yeah.
And they're pretty good. They've gotten. I mean, you'll get good with whatever's given to you, honestly. And like they they're really good with it. So there's a whole generation that is being exposed to touchscreens that might be like, hey, like think about it. If you're a parent listening to this and you're like, your kid needs something, I don't know, whatever. We're at that spot, and like, hey, I wish I could give my kid something to distract them. Give them your phone, and like they can jam out on some games as an option.
Kids
It's
are
not
playing
like they have to
Fortnite
be, like,
Fortnite on
lot
their
of kid games
phones
on
in
here.
class. Fucking,
Yeah.
So kids are well versed with the touchscreens. Like,
And it
that's a good
depends
point.
on
Yeah.
on the genre. So like if you're playing
Yeah.
puzzle games, like there's a shitload of puzzle
But if you
games
want to play
on
something
here
different, though,
that are good. But yeah, like most of the stuff that you need the controller that sucks. They're all like the action games, RPG games, like I can't imagine playing GTA on there. Like what that's even got to be like. That one took a hell of a download to get there, but yeah, depending on the genre. But like things like Moonlighter, that came out a while ago. Um, it's like a roguelike game, top down, like Zelda format, where you're looking down at the map
old
and you're
school Zelda looking
going dungeon
SNES,
diving,
SNES
and
Yep.
game.
but for that game, they completely redid the entire control scheme.
Oh,
So
did they?
They have
Okay.
a mobile version of that game where you just tap to go and it auto attacks basically for you. Like once you walk in the
Oh,
room,
that
it'll
sounds
go.
fun. Because
And
that
then
game, I liked it, but I didn't like it at the same time. Because I
Yeah.
liked the fighting mechanic and going and dungeon crawling. I didn't like the
You didn't like the
simulator
store
part
part.
about running a
which
fucking
I
store.
that was like my favorite part.
I know that's the hook, and I'm
Right?
like, oh, this is the hook. I'm out. I
It's a little
could
bit of
just do
both.
without this part, but I feel like
yeah.
they might streamline it a little bit better with the touchscreen. I didn't even think about. That's cool that they did that, because you're right.
Nice.
Like some
It
games,
is
it's
nice.
just like
It made it bearable
fun to
because
do.
I tried to play some of the other ones like Shredder's Revenge. Like that game came out last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
something like
it looks exactly as it does on Xbox. It runs perfectly smooth as it does, but it's just
great screen on your smartphone. Yeah.
dealing with the small screen, dealing with the touch screen.
So
I mean,
makes
you might have
makes
an
it a meh
OLED
experience.
screen on your phone, and like these games are gonna look so good.
so I have
And it's like small right there in front of your face. Get some headphones on. It's a good experience for sure.
I'm gonna take a few minutes because I have an example of a game that I played a lot of. I've mentioned it before.
Oh, I know what game this
And
is.
this is a game that works much better on a mobile device than it does on console. So porting it from because it came out first on consoles and then it came to mobile, and it works 100 times better on mobile.
That's cool, because like Diablo was a PC game or whatever, and they ported it to consoles, and like I experienced the console version. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't go back. Like it's weird to say, but like, because it came
Yeah.
from PC, but playing
It's
that
weird.
game,
It's weird when that happens. Like
way more fun on a
port of the
on a
game
controller,
works better
console
than
controller.
the original, how it was originally designed. But
So all right, so this is the and onto the breach.
Into the Breach, yes.
Into the
So,
Breach, yes. Okay.
Into the Breach was one of
it's a game you really liked. I
Yeah.
remember you talking about it in our favorite indie games episode.
I've talked about it a couple different times on this show before, but so yeah, Into the Breach was one of the bigger like indie games, well-known indie games that came to the Netflix platform a couple of years ago.
Okay.
At this point, but that was the one that was kind of like, oh shit, Netflix is actually getting some better games, more well-known games, and it makes sense for indie developers. I mean, to put their games on the platform, because I'm assuming Netflix is paying the developer to have their game be like exclusive to their mobile platform, because like Into the Breach isn't in like the App Store or anything else. It's like it's on, if you want to play it on mobile, you have to play it through the Netflix Games app. But yeah, it's weird because I played Into the Breach first on Switch, and I played, you don't know what it is. It's like it's a roguelike turn-based strategy game. It's more of
but
like
it has like
it's more of a puzzle
retro
game in my mind.
SNES graphics, really well done.
Very,
and there's all these
very
characters,
good
and they're
pixel
all,
art.
so it's heavy story, simple gameplay, but strategy. That's what I picked up on it. It was cool. I didn't really get into it. I'm not into the turn-based games, but it had me for a little bit. But I love the art, music, and the lore. I thought all of it was well done. If that's your jam, I bet this is one of the best turn-based games you've ever played.
It works so well on a touchscreen, because I mean, with a controller, when you're like selecting your units, you have to use the analog stick, hit A, move them around with the analog stick. On a touchscreen, tap them, tap them where you want them to go, tap who you want to attack. Like it's so intuitive on a touchscreen, and it works great on my phone. But I bet it would be even better on an iPad, like a big
I was gonna
screen.
say I have iPad Pro, bro, and that would be fun to bust out some of these games
Just get a
on
controller and
that.
get that going.
But dude,
Yeah, that's a
I'm
good
telling
idea.
you,
I
I
didn't think
ate
about
this
doing that. Just do
game.
my phone.
I ate this game up because like on Switch, I beat one run and then I started another one. And then I kind of fell off. This time when I was playing on my phone, I was playing it every day for like 2 months straight. I put like 30 hours into it.
I remember
I've beat it
you
with
playing it every night.
most of the mechs. I played it on like hard mode with all the modifiers that they
Oh
added.
shit!
Whoa,
Like
really?
I got super into this.
Okay.
And like I got almost all the achievements, so I was really into it for a while.
Thank you, Netflix.
And I go back to it every now and then, but like I think this is a perfect example of a game that it was originally a console game, but just is so much better when it was, ported to the mobile version. It
That's a
makes
good
sense.
sell. That's a good sell for the. I think are we shifting into the part where we just kind of talk about the
Yeah.
actual games now?
Talk about the games we played. Yeah.
Because I think that's
Sure.
cool that you can. Because all right, so I want to be clear. This podcast brought this to life when Dave called me a bro gamer, and he's right. I'm a bro gamer. I don't know why. I'm not like a bro
to
in
shoot
life,
shit.
but when it comes to video games, I'm a bro gamer. I just want I want to shoot shit. I don't want to
Turn your brain off, just
turn-based
fucking
games.
just go.
Yeah, I just want.
Action.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want too many systems going on at the same time again, unless for some reason some game might get me. But anyway, so when I play video games, it's wife and kids are in bed, it's late, and I just jam out for like an hour or two, right?
Mhm.
And that is what I usually prefer. I don't want to play games during the day. I don't like playing games on my phone. Like I already have like an hour or two at night if where I'll play games. I don't need to add any more during the day. Now when I was younger, sure I'll play all day. But I just when I'm playing a game on my phone, I just feel like I'll just play games later on a controller on my TV. That'll be way better. I just never feel like this is ever a better experience than the console,
The
right?
big
Well,
screen. You got this big
well, it's just whatever, So I just
Yeah.
never got into mobile gaming. So I'm going to talk about these games, or if I can, if we play the same games, from playing it on a mobile phone, not as a mobile fan, because I want to be very honest, because there are some games that I played that are really good on the phone, and I would prefer them on the phone for reasons. But I just want people to know that I'm not going to be like, it was okay. Like, no, it was not fun. Play with a controller or play on the console. I'm just not a mobile. I don't know.
I think we
some people
approached it.
play games on the phone just fine. I'm like, I'm just not that person.
I think we approached it differently. I sought out games that I knew would be good. I don't think I tried any of like the because I know they have like the fucking like Love Is Blind game and like some of the
Tell you what,
shittier Netflix games.
my wife got into the Love Is Blind game.
Did
because
she
watched
really?
The show, and I told her that Netflix had games, and she downloaded it. And she was every night before she went to bed. She was playing the Love Is Blind game and
That's great.
changing dresses and going on date. I don't know what the hell happens in that thing, but
Okay.
the less I know, the better. But like that, I was telling Brandon, like there's a
There's a
game.
game for
There is a
everybody.
game for everybody in here.
Definitely. Definitely.
Like whether you like, they have shit as simple as like solitaire or
Saw that.
mahjong to like
Classics.
crossword puzzles to chess to like
It's a
everything.
surprisingly good library.
They literally have every base covered, from like pinball, infinite runners, dungeon divers. I played tower defense game. I always saw this game Bloons TD
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
I heard about it, and I always see the artwork and I'm like, yeah, it looks like a shitty flash game. And I downloaded it and played it. It's a pretty intense like tower defense kind of game, and sunk away an hour or two of that without really even thinking about it while watching something else on TV. And
Well, Dave, hit us with one of the games that you found, because I like how Eric kind of plucked one already for us. But what's one that you found that you liked that you would recommend people check out?
I mean, there is I mean, Hades and Moonlighter were the two that I initially got to. I didn't actually play Hades, but I know that just Hades is just a great game.
I mean, yeah.
Right. So, yeah,
There's a
but
lot
play
of
that with a like a controller or
Yeah.
with a backbone
Yeah, man.
adapter plug
That's
that
the
plugs
way
in
to
your
go.
phone, so you can
like
do
you.
not do what I did and try it with your hands. Yeah, it was very frustrating.
Like you said, I'm sure if you like practiced enough, you could get used to it, but it doesn't
Yeah.
seem like the most ideal way to play that game.
Yeah. Brandon, you got me into Game Dev Tycoon for
Dude, that
that
game
lasted
is
like 2
awesome.
weeks. I just kind of like plowed through on that thing. Like, and, you know, it's just
So
one of
fun.
those like, well, it's kind of like those old like phone. I forgot what the company name is, like Carasoft, and they've got like all these sim games where they got Mall Simulator and blah 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 simulator. It's kind of like one of those, but yeah, I mean, you're just going through and you're running a game company and combining genres and topics and making video games. And
Yeah, it's got that
know, I don't know if that's
retro Super Nintendo look. You're looking
Mhm.
down on an office, and you get these little cute little characters, and like you're running, yeah, your own game studio. But I love that it mimics real life. So it'll say, the do you want to make a game for this upcoming console? It's called now they always do like they'll change the name
versions,
just
yeah.
enough so you don't get in trouble. But you know what it is. So it'll be like the Game Boy or like a PC or the NES or something like that or
Mhm.
Genesis.
They call it like
And
the
as those
TES or
consoles
something.
come out in real life, like the years that they came out and for us, how like the NES was much bigger than the Genesis, I think, right? Or something.
Yeah.
So, but then the Sega Genesis did pretty good, so you have like you got to be careful, but it's also cheaper to develop on certain games. I'm sorry, certain consoles. So it's just funny because you're just tapping like yes or no's to stuff and just picking like out of a group like which one
Yeah.
and then seeing the results.
You don't actually have to program.
But you can
or-
name your game like, oh, what's that, Dave?
You don't have to actually program or actually do anything. You just make decisions.
Yeah, you're
and
managing the
make
studio.
cool stuff happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can have like your developer like get better at writing code, right? Or your whatever people having their own individual
Mhm.
skills as you add them to your team. You can
Yeah,
have multiple
it's
projects going on, so
video
you
game sim
upgrade
farm.
your agency or your studio and what it can create. Your office gets bigger, and so it's a cool simulator. But my favorite part was that like Jurassic Park came out. You can make a licensed game. What are you going to
Mhm.
put it on? What kind of game is it going to be? A first-person shooter? Is it going to be a horror? Is it a third person? Is it going to be a simulator? And like as you get better, you can unlock. You can like, I don't know. There's like,
Unlock new
and
genres.
then people can like
and
come to you and like,
like,
hey, we got like
techniques.
a non-video game project, but like we just need your developers to like help us like source this code. Can you help us with that? Yeah, here's 2 weeks that we can dedicate this guy to work on it for,
Yeah.
and then you'll make money off of it based on how well you perform. And I don't know, so it's just really cool. Like it sounds fucking super lame, but it's done so well, and it's a great fun nod to our world. But it's I don't know, it's this
Yeah.
little
It's a-
game studio, and
There's studio
I love it, and
acquisitions
it's
and
just
mass
happening my way
layoffs
through this
also
one.
in there.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, yeah.
Oh,
You
maybe.
gotta-
I don't know. I mean, you go until your probably studio
sometimes you gotta
dies.
cut the fat.
Fire
It happens
people.
in real life. But no, I thought that was a fun one. Like, cause like I was saying before, there's just so many genres and so many things. Like some games I would just pick up and play on a whim. It's kind of like just like when you have Xbox Game Pass or whatever. Like you've got such a huge library, you just like pick up a game, I'll play for 5 minutes, meh, and
Right.
then you just go on to the next
It's
one.
even
But it kinda
easier
depends
on
what
mobile
you're in
too.
whatever
do
you're
that.
in the mood for.
Yeah. Flick.
Yeah,
Right.
I have an
Download
entire
it,
hold
screen.
down, delete, gone.
Entire screen just dedicated to all Netflix games. And that's,
Well, it's so easy to scroll through there and just tap one that looks interesting and be like, oh yeah, maybe I'll try that. Oh yeah, maybe I'll try that. And they download so fast, hop in for a second and then pop out. But
It's true.
yeah, another one that I wanted to touch on. I don't know if you guys tried this one. Before Your Eyes. You guys see this one?
I didn't finish it, but I am playing through it, and it is interesting. And I was thinking about you as I played it, Eric, because
It's very short.
You like those kind of games,
Yeah,
and it's short. Okay, but I just because you just had your second child, so you have two little ones right now,
mhm.
and just that story probably emotionally probably connected with you a little bit in some way. I would
It's
assume.
I don't want to spoil anything, but it
Well, what,
definitely
yeah, what
is
is it?
very very emotional. But yeah, it's a narrative driven. I don't know. It's a story game. So you're going through this narrative in the eyes of a child, and
Hmm.
basically the coolest thing about it is the mechanic and how you interact with the game. So there's actually eye tracking in this game. So you control the game with your eyes. So you blink to kind of like move on to the next scene.
Or
Or
click
like
and
yeah, it's like a
interact
point
with
and it's
something
like a point and click, but you're
with your
look at
eyes.
you're using your eyes. So
Oh shit.
if there's something in
Did
the
you play with
environment,
Did you play with headphones?
I did. Yeah.
I did too because that matters because like when you move
Yeah, there's
around,
spatial
it
audio, and you can also
yeah, so cool.
this would be also I don't know if it's on VR already, but it would be a perfect VR game
This would be
because
a very good VR game.
you can also turn on like using like gyroscope, so you can sort of move your phone around and look around the environment, or you can just drag around
Yeah,
on your screen. But it
I
would
think
yeah
I'd rather prefer moving my phone than
no
the dragging. I don't like
it
the
makes
dragging.
it more immersive, like you're kind of
Yeah.
in that perspective. But yeah, I think that's the coolest thing. So you're kind of re-experiencing the life of this child, and like I said, I won't give away any spoiler details because it does, it does go some places, and it only takes about
It's
an hour to finish. Like it's a super
oh
short
really?
game, so
Oh
That's
okay.
pretty balls wild
The
though.
I would recommend
it's well it's
experiencing it.
what's crazy is the sense of like oh well, yeah, all right. It's like that movie Eternal Spotlight on the I guess
Eternal
Eternal
Sunshine.
sunshine of the spotless
Eternal
mind.
Sunshine on the Spotless Mind. Yeah, where Jim Carrey is trying to hold on to all those memories as they're getting deleted from his brain, and he's just like, no, and he's running through them all. This game felt like that a
Yeah,
little bit because it's like it says like you can only stay in this memory as long as you don't blink your eye.
right.
So your mom and dad might be talking about work or the baby did something or whatever, and or like whatever something happening, and it will only last as long as you don't blink. The thing is, like once somebody tells you to not blink, you're like thinking about blinking, like I want to blink now.
I'm watching
Well,
myself.
it did
Yeah,
it.
but then eventually you'll get better at controlling your blinking, and then like you'll kind of so the scene will last longer, and they'll keep talking. And you'll unlock more of the moment
Right.
as long as you don't blink. And I
Yeah,
thought that was a very
it's
cool mechanic that I've never experienced before, and I think a phone makes a lot of sense
it
because the
does a
kids and
very
No,
camera
it's the only
face away.
way.
does a very good job
Mhm.
of portraying kind of how our mind remembers like events in our lives, because like memories are so fleeting,
It's it's and
and
it's,
it's
it's
like
so like focused,
right,
like
it's a microcosm of like
tunnel
one
vision,
moment in your life, and then you blink and then it's gone, so it's
right?
there's a lot of cool stuff going on in this
But
game,
it's
and
just like a
they
small
play
part. Like
around.
it's like a
I mean, the whole conceit of the game, like literally, is blinking, and like the whole conceit is kind of like your life flashing before your eyes. So like, it's very cool.
Well, that's pretty intense. I missed that one.
So I would recommend checking it out. It's short, like I said. You can play through it in like an hour. But yeah, throw it
yeah.
on,
I like that one.
dedicate an hour to it, play it with headphones, and just enjoy the ride.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it was pretty good too. I thought they felt,
Yeah, the voice
okay.
acting
I was
was
not
good.
expecting. Yeah, it was good. They had a nice tone to their
They do
voices.
have some cool interactive story ones on that. There was that how I love my full motion video games.
Oh yeah, of
Uh
course.
there was immortality.
Immortality.
Oh, about
Yep.
the
That's what it's
actress or
called.
whatever.
Yeah. I remember I played
I
that
know.
on
Yeah,
Xbox,
I was
so I
gonna
didn't
say. I
actually
remember
play
you
that on I
talking
didn't
about it.
actually play it on here, but it's just cool that they have, they've got some uh I don't know, a wide range of games that they have on here. I saw Spiritfarer was on here, and I played that one for
I
a
also,
long
yeah,
time with a kid, and that one, that one's a great game, super good looking graphics, and just
dipped in there.
the range of things that they find on here that you find on here is kind of crazy. That it's hiding in plain sight in front of everybody of how many millions of Netflix subscribers are out there that don't even know that this exists.
Yeah. Yeah. I played a couple other ones. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
I was gonna say I did try playing this on the big screen just to see if you could
Oh,
actually use it like a console.
okay.
I connected via casting from my phone to an Android TV, and
Yeah.
there was some lag there. Like you can't really play too much there. If you could hardwire it and connect it to a TV, I didn't get a chance to try that one out, but I'm curious if that would actually work. I don't
I'm
like
sure you
use it as like a
could.
second monitor.
Because
Um,
I have like a connector for my iPhone where you can connect like an HDMI into it. It's like an HDMI converter, and you plug it into your iPhone and just connect it to your TV. So I'm sure
oh,
that would probably work pretty well for
Yeah, I
this. And
feel
then
like
just hook up a Bluetooth controller, and boom, you got Hades on your TV
you have a
or
new
GTA.
console.
Right.
That's nuts.
Uh,
What a world we live
did you guys ever play Cut the Rope back in the day?
in. Yeah.
They have a cool version on Netflix. It's like Wordle. It's Cut the Rope
yeah, it's
daily.
like one a day. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And
That's
it's
cool.
it's really cool. So
Good way to
like
get you to keep playing it.
yeah, definitely. And I mean, traditional cut the rope. I mean, I like 3-starred all those levels back in the day, and then once you're done with it, you're done with it. But it's cool that they have this kind of daily thing, and you could go back and play previous days, but it also like compares you to the players that have played that day. Like, oh, you got 7 out of 10 stars. You're in the top 80% of players or whatever for that day. So like, it's just a cool spin on like a classic mobile game, and I think I want to say that's an exclusive to Netflix games because I haven't seen that anywhere else.
Haven't seen that version anywhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's cool that they're getting some of these like exclusives, or like I think they even have their own Netflix games division where they're developing like internal stuff, like obviously like the
Okay, they
Stranger
should.
Things
You gotta
games.
get exclusives
Yeah, yeah,
on here.
definitely.
Name of the
Um,
game.
So, yeah, it's interesting that, like I said, there's a bigger library than I was kind of expecting, and some bigger games on there that I also wasn't expecting. But
Should
you
do
get
that golf one.
which one?
Do that golf
The
one.
Wonder Putt. That was actually a really fun
I
one.
don't know if I tried
Yeah,
that
that was
one.
fun. That was fun. That was cool.
'Cause-
I like that one. That was a good
Because the
mobile game.
graphics on it were very animated, very sharp, a lot of stuff going on all the time.
Yeah.
And like
Now that I think about it, I think that I played that on my tablet. That was fun. That was cool.
okay, there you go. I just found a Netflix gamers subreddit too. So
Oh, okay.
we aren't the only ones. There's only 2,000 members of this subreddit though. So
Okay.
we are few and far between, I guess.
Few
So
and far between.
am I the only one that has played the Reigns game?
I played
REIGN.
I played Reigns
That's-
2 on my phone, and then I played 3 through Netflix.
I was gonna say I saw it.
Wait, hold
and
on. Netflix has a. Oh, did I play 3 then?
You played 3, yeah.
Oh, okay, so I haven't played the first one, but I played. So okay,
yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't play it. I thought it looked cool, but I didn't check it out.
That's a
just
it's
a
a mobile.
simple. But I think it's a good. This is a good mobile game because it's like a Tinder or whatever. Where you can just swipe left or right.
So, yeah, you're like a ruler,
On people.
ruler of the kingdom, or essentially, and like people come up to you, they'll be like, "Oh shit, the forests are on fire," and you're like, swipe right to put them out, swipe left to fucking let them burn.
So be it and leave it alone. Yeah, exactly.
And then you got like the 4 meters at the top, which are like
how
I don't know,
pleased the people
military
are with you.
environment, and like politics or whatever, and those go up or down depending
Yeah,
on your.
in food or supplies rather.
And
Yeah.
if any one of them gets too high or too low, you just die. Like you
Yeah,
die, and then
you
come
just
back
die
as,
out of
like,
nowhere.
you come back and
Yes.
you're reincarnated as someone else.
Yeah, but it takes place in like it's weird because there's like an unraveling mystery that I like. So
Mhm.
I don't know much about these games, so I'm playing through this game, and from my experience, it's you pick. I don't know. I must have picked a woman. I don't know how, but I keep being reincarnated as a woman. It's ancient China, and you're in a simulator from modern day or the future, and some operator says, "Go back in time and answer questions, and we're gonna collect your data, and you're gonna rule the land, whatever, and talk to these people, however you talk to them, and do good things or bad things, whatever. But if you die, and I think most of the time you will die, when you die,
You die a lot.
you're supposed to forget about the life you just had, and you start all over and you do another one, and then you die and you forget. The problem is your character, when you do it, you somehow remember, oh, I died. And then like, all right, well, you were supposed to remember that when you test this simulation. So you are going around repeating these experiences, reigning over these people in ancient China. But eventually you'll encounter other testers, and I don't know, some random guy keeps coming up and he just says stuff, and you're unraveling the mystery. Randomly he will show up and you'll answer his questions, just like how other people. And that's the game. The whole game is just people. A card comes up, they ask a question, you swipe left or right, and once in a while there's some fighting in it, but the fighting is you can avoid it. There's other mini games in there, but the mystery is cool. So that's what gets me to come back, because it's like, what am I learning about this? Like, why am I remembering? Because that's like, they're saying this is important. And what are these tests about? Because like the operator won't tell me anything. So it's just like Portal, where like you're supposed to test and like test the portal gun, but there's a whole story going on with a mystery being teased little by little. And that's what Reigns is doing.
And it's like, as you flick through the deck, like you complete missions by doing certain things in the game. Then they add new cards to the deck. So then you have new choices to make, and different story beats start coming up and stuff like that. So when you die, you can still continue the same story going forward, which, so you're not.
And there's like a map, and you're somehow yeah, there's like, oh, a king died in the nearby kingdom. Let's go there. Leave it alone, you know. And you're gonna go there, and then you're like, hey, you know, like we don't have any food here, and there's raiders everywhere. Well, wipe out the raiders. And you wipe out the raiders, and something might happen. We're like, oh, you know, like the raiders were protecting my family, or are they? Oh, whatever it is. Can you go get blah blah blah? There's like side quests, and you can say yes or no to them. Be careful with the wine. If you play this game, don't fuck up that wine, man. They make it fucking. It's funny how they fuck with you while you're trying to make wine in that game.
Oh, great.
But yeah, the side missions or side games or whatever are pretty fun, and the mystery, just the mystery underneath this.
They added a lot from 2 to 3, because 3 didn't have any of the combat in it, didn't have any of the map in it.
I could do without the combat.
It was just like straight. It was just straight flipping. So you can check out Reigns 2. Or there's one that happens in like an apocalypse version of it. I think the other Reigns was like in a old medieval castle or something like that. But
okay.
There's a couple different versions of it, so you can play like a Fallout version, or you can play it, not a Fallout, but post-apocalyptic version or stuff like that.
Okay, you know, I got you. Yeah,
those are cool though. Some of them, they do have like party games. Like, I didn't actually play it, but Heads Up, I've seen people play tons of times with tablets and stuff like that. Like,
Heads Up is fun.
Yeah, card games. Like I don't really have too many in particular that, you know, knocked my socks off. Because I've played like a lot of these. I've played.
This is gaming.
Yeah,
you didn't have many of those experiences.
No, I mean, I played a lot of these games before. I'm a professional.
Yeah, they're ports.
Professional
gamer. Just validating that they're
one that I have actually wanted to get to for a while on consoles that I saw was on this platform, and it finally gave me the chance to check it out, was Kentucky Route Zero. I don't know if you guys ever played that one.
Mm-hmm. Console, yeah.
But yeah,
it was cool.
Did you like play through the whole thing, or?
I didn't get very far. I got stuck early in it, and I'm like, "What do I do?" And I went to bed. Never went back to it.
Yeah, it came out in like 2020. Like, it was pretty well critically, loved back when it came out. Like, in Game
it looks
of the
like
Year
Flashback
talks.
or something like that, right?
Yeah,
I remember.
It's like point and clicky, and it's like very
adventure game.
Like magical realism type stuff going on. So like it's very, I don't know, artsy, and like unreliable, like narrator type stuff. So
narrative, yeah.
But yeah, I played through the first act on the phone, and I liked where the story was going. Some of the controls were a little finicky, like almost like some of the stuff on the screen was almost too small to like tap. So I don't know how well it translated. You can like zoom in a little bit on things, but I was having a little bit of trouble with how small some of the stuff was on the mobile screen. So this again would be another game on tablet,
Right. That's a good point,
like an
man.
iPad or something.
sometimes the text is so small. I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn, I know this is a sharp screen, and like I feel my vision's fine, but man, like I don't want to look at a small screen. It's like so some games very light, very I don't know, whatever, simple. And other ones, it's like, whoa, whoa. It's not even that
And
the
like,
fact that it's a lot going on, but like, I can't fucking read this. It's just
well, with
not fun to read this.
Kentucky Route Zero in particular, there is a lot of reading going on. So yeah, something bigger, like a tablet or something would do this game really well. But I played through the first act and I liked where the story was going, so I might pick it back up. But
Oh,
you
they
know,
added Braid. They added
Yeah.
Braid. I didn't see that. I always like I played like the
Talked
demo I
about that at
think
the
back on
beginning.
the 360.
Yeah, we talked
and I
about that
never
in like the first 15, 20 minutes.
I didn't realize that you said Braid. I went right over my head.
From
Oh,
the old
okay. I was so
360
obsessed with the
360 days.
Katana Zeros. Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude.
Which I mean,
Oh, that
which
is
is
so cool.
I keep saying it over and over, but they just keep adding stuff to it. Like we
Yeah.
gush about
just
Game
slowly
Pass, and
trickling.
we love it there. So it seems like they're trying to replicate a lot of the Game Pass experience without with what indie games they can sign on and
If you can't
what
afford a
knockoff stuff.
console, just buy a controller. Get a controller. You know, whatever kind of controller you want. Find out what is compatible with this. I would assume like I know Xbox does. Those are $70 though.
Mm-hmm.
You probably can get
Yeah.
one for $20-$30 off of Amazon. And then your kid now has his own console. You know, in legit games. Sonic Mania Plus is
I was
added
gonna
on
say,
here. I see.
my fucking kid loved that game. Like he was just
Yeah,
playing
Dead
it all the time.
Cells. You know, Spirit for there's some SpongeBob. I don't know what that is, but Death's Door, like legit games. I don't really like those endless runners, but I was playing the Sonic one a little bit. It was kind of cool. They're fun. You swipe left, swipe right, up, down.
Mhm.
You know, it's mindless. It's you guys call these poop games, right? You can do a run or two.
Oh yeah.
When you have a
Sure.
sesh, yeah.
Most of my mobile games are poop games.
Oxenfree 2 is on
coffee
here.
games.
That's cool.
Yep.
Cool. Those are cool games.
They had a 1942 clone called Skies of Chaos, which I thought was a fun little, because you're just dragging on the screen and you just dragging around where the plane goes and the plane just shoots automatically. So it's your standard top-down arcade kind of game, but arcade games I feel like work on here pretty well. World of Goo.
I think
played
Netflix
for a bit.
could. I think Netflix could benefit. They have let's be honest. They have some really good original content on Netflix, and it does not just fucking
John
Stranger
Mulaney.
Things. John Mulaney, I got so corny. No, but they have Squid Games, right?
Alice in Borderlands.
Alice in Borderlands, like these could make fun games. Figure out how to make some cool, like like ports are great. It's cool that I can connect like an Xbox controller or PlayStation controller and play Hades or whatever.
Those are the selling. That's
Shredder's
what
Revenge.
gets people in, and then you start hitting them with some of
the
your
exclusives
exclusive stuff. Yeah.
Get some of that going on there. I don't know what that could be, but like, I don't know if there's any first-person shooters on here, but maybe they could come up with something.
Yeah.
GTA is the
But like
closest.
when you release a TV show or a video, or I'm sorry, a TV show or a movie that's like on Netflix only, you could have a video game counterpart to go with it in some capacity.
They were doing that with Stranger Things. Like they were releasing like the games with the new season, because there was like Stranger Things 1, 2, and 3, like the game.
Oh, okay.
So they were doing that for that. I don't know how successful it was.
Sure. Because nobody knows that the games are even an option, though. I'm just saying if it's known, which it's pretty fucking legit.
And Netflix has that new like ad tier as well. So like they could be advertising the games on the ad tier, or I don't know why they're not advertising the games on, like the TV app. Like just throw a banner up that says, "Hey, download the Netflix mobile app to access this library of over 90 games,"
Boom.
Like,
well, and
it just makes sense.
We were saying before we started, like the presentation of the games in the Netflix app also kind of sucks.
It's just one banner. That's all it is.
The side scrolls. Like I tried searching for Hades and it like didn't come up. It was
Yeah, the search-
giving me TV
You can't
shows
even
and
you
stuff
can't
like
even
that.
go to
It's
like
not good.
a page that lists out all the games. It's one
Alphabetical,
scrollable
right.
banner thing.
That's it.
Or by
So,
category, yeah. They need to definitely take that part more serious. And like, who knows what's going on there internally? There could be a game department that the company leader was like, all right, we'll allow that department to work, and we'll give them a little spot because it's a fucking big deal. So we'll give them a spot on the mobile, only the mobile device or
Right.
mobile experience, and then they got to prove, hey, people are using it. Okay, fine, let's get more names on there, and they're showing like maybe the top execs at Netflix, like, yo, like there's a spot here. But, like, they're probably just not getting enough permission to take people away from the movies and TV
Yeah.
shows. There's got to be some kind of inner dialogue going on between the game division that's trying to
absolutely.
speak up, and then the people are like, motherfucker, we got like a Kevin Hart.
We don't
stand-up
need
coming out. I don't
games.
need any games coming out distracting people. We want downloads and
Just your
streams.
video
God damn it, we want
games.
people.
They did so like they have
That's
the one
absolutely
banner.
happening.
They did move it up. It used like right now
Dude,
it's
it's right there
It's
now,
right
yeah.
under the main like call to action
The
for
big
the top
featured-
banner. But
Yeah.
before it was like you had to scroll
2 or 3.
down,
Yeah,
to find this shit. But
it's interesting to
Yeah,
so
watch.
they are bumping it up
Yes.
a little bit, but like they need
Yeah.
a page, like you said, they need to be able to filter
Well,
by
yeah.
categories of games. Like you can't even search for the games you want on there.
Right, I'm signed in as Daddy, and I have like my search here. I have TV shows, movies, categories, but categories is just movies and TV shows. It's not
Yeah,
like
there's no games tab.
games, TV
There should
shows,
be a games
movies,
tab.
video games.
Right.
Category. Yes,
Boom.
exactly. But it is cool though that like right here on my standard iPhone, I see the main thing that they're pushing, which is fucking, I don't know, that looks like a chick shit. But the games right there, mobile
Bridgerton,
games.
definitely, it is chick shit. Yes,
Yeah, it looks like a chick show. But
But
it's
yeah.
cool that it's there.
they are
But it's
bumping
just
it up
weird.
a little bit
going
because
on
I
in
think
there?
they're getting more high profile games on there now.
Katana
so like,
Zero, you have to play. It's so good, but play with the controller,
But with
and
the
then
controller,
Hades.
yes.
Yeah.
Because I think our general nomad rules are get a tablet, get a controller, fucking
Go to town.
That's what.
I think
That
go waste
sounds like
400 hours playing everything you possibly can, like a kid in a candy store.
which is because that's not how I consume mobile games. I've talked about it before. We, as a family in the morning, we get our coffee, we watch TV for a little bit for like an hour or so.
I heard it.
You heard the peacock?
Dude, it sounds
I
like
did hear
Jurassic
something.
Park.
I
It
did
does,
hear
doesn't
something.
it?
I thought that was like one of your kids or something. I was
Dave
like, no,
was
it's
saying
good.
that. Yeah, no. Dave was saying before recording that he has neighbors that have peacocks.
Just
can
I think
hear
it's
'em.
just one peacock.
Just one?
Singular.
Probably
but
lonely as fuck.
Fucking loud as hell.
Bye-bye,
It's
New York
10,
State.
10:30 at night, and that thing is still going over there.
Squawking.
Just
Oh.
calling
God.
away a couple doors down.
Who gets a
Fucking-
peacock?
I don't even know why. Maybe they want it for like.
Why is a great question.
We came
know
up
what'd
with
be
two
cool? An
solutions
exotic
at my
animal, like
house.
a
They either want to submit it to the fair and try and win like best in show for peacock, because who the fucking the area
Who's competing
owns-
against them?
Yeah, who you gonna?
Hey,
fucking
Carol,
battle
looks
against?
like you won again.
No, the
Again,
peacock farm
telling
of
you.
central New York. I don't know. Or they're using the peacock feathers to make some sort of like jewelry or
Oh,
Design.
wow,
Okay.
awesome.
They could,
or,
yeah,
like,
they
I
could
don't know,
sell
something.
those. Yeah.
Those are the only two reasons I could come up with for having a peacock.
Right.
And like
Right.
suburban
Sorry,
area.
Eric. Totally derailed there.
As I was
Makes me think of
saying,
New Age creations, but anyways, yeah.
the way I consume mobile games is I'm looking for bite-sized experiences because I have 30 to 45 minutes sitting on the couch every morning. I'll pop open a mobile game. I got 10 minutes while I'm taking a shit, my morning shit on the toilet, so I'll maybe mess around with some.
minutes.
Yeah.
What are you
Whoa.
doing there?
It's
Fiber
called
in
a
that
dad
diet.
poop because you take your shit and then you sit there for
Am I
10
taking
minutes.
that?
And
Am
then,
I sitting there for 10 minutes? Maybe I am.
yeah, hell yeah. Sometimes I bring my Steam
Never
Deck
really-
in the bathroom and fucking play for 10 minutes. It's
Note
my
to self: never touch
It's-
Eric's Steam Deck.
it's my moment of solidarity in the day. You got to take a dad
Sure.
poop.
Solitude.
Got to take a dad poop every now and then.
Fortress of Solitude is the toilet.
Sometimes I'll be lost or taking a little too long, and then my wife will text me and be like, what are you doing in there? Did you fall in?
Well, oh wow, that when the wife is like texting you what's going on, that's bad.
She's like, hurry up and wipe already. I'm like, yeah, well, you got me. I'm just
I
chilling
did like
here.
10 minutes ago. I'm just sitting here.
But
yeah,
But
I'm like
I-
I'll get
different
halfway through a
genres.
coffee and then I gotta do the morning
yeah.
poop.
Oh,
I
yeah.
gotta do it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know, I'm like
Different-
halfway through it. I don't know what it is. I don't know why that is. That science? Is that everybody? You get like,
Coffee makes
halfway
you
through your
poop.
coffee and you're like,
Standard.
I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
even halfway. I'm probably like a quarter.
I
of the
always
way, and I'm
finish
like,
my coffee first.
I'm
I'm
with
like,
ya.
yeah,
even,
go.
yeah, even if I have to go, I'm
What's
like,
going
all right,
on here?
I'll chug this
As long
and then
as
I'll
you get
go.
it before you brush.
Yeah.
But no, like Eric is saying, different genres for different times of day. You can play your one Into the Breach level while you poop
Mm-hmm.
and be done with it. But if I'm gonna play, something like the Wonder Putt thing, like maybe while me and the wife are watching a stand up special or something like that, or
Yeah, just messing around on your
just
phone.
sitting in front of the TV. That's what I feel like. That's what most couples do. Is they both have the TV on and then they're both just on their phone, sitting next to each other on the couch.
Right.
essentially.
Not if we're watching a
The
show,
modern-
like a show that we're both into. It annoys me.
Yeah.
I'm like, put your phone away, pay
Oh
attention.
yeah.
Someone with
I don't-
subtitles.
Or if we're
I
watching a
don't-
movie, like, yeah. But if
Gotta
we're just putting something like on in the background, sure. But if we're actually
Sure.
sitting down to watch
Yeah, that's-
something, you
yeah,
better not
pay
be on your
attention.
phone.
Yeah, I'm totally with you, Eric. I'm totally with you. So hold on a second. You guys got me thinking. When these people are making a mobile video game, are they like testing it and say, "All right, go take a shit and come back"? And, like, how was the timing? Like, oh, I was done half poop. Oh,
You gotta
You gotta
have
know that, like,
we got it. It's got to be long enough where
quick-
you can have a full poop, but then linger around a little bit because it's alone time, relaxing. It's like a little
you
break.
gotta have a quick load time so you can have, by the time if we're going by the poop schedule, if by the time you sit, you want the game, you hit the button, you sit
You gotta
down,
be
and
in
then
there.
you
That's what
look
I'm
up
talking
and
about.
your
Click or two.
phone should be loaded.
bite-sized experiences, and if you close it, you have to be able to pick up right where you left off, before.
Absolutely.
So, like something.
Yes. Jump in, jump out.
Exactly. Yeah, something like Hades can't really stop in the middle of a
No.
run.
It's tough.
No,
So-
that game is too intense.
You have to like sit down and actually dedicate time to that. So I'm looking for something I can dip in, dip out, and pick right back up where I left off if I close it out or whatever. That's my ideal mobile game
Is that
experience.
what do we call that? Like a poop test?
Yeah.
Poop
Yeah.
test?
Yeah, if you got
Pass the poop
5-10
test?
minutes to mess
Yeah.
around on your phone,
It's
yeah,
like you
call
gotta
it
have a
poop test.
score for it. Like what's your TTP score?
Time
Like,
to poop.
I'm time to poop. It's like 1.3. 1.3. Sit down. it's loaded.
1.3. Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
But no,
But
I think that's a lot of video games. There's so many. Just
I'm gonna say we could wrap up a little bit.
everybody has it. Just we're here to educate this week. We're not here to lay judgment on anything, to
No,
criticize anything. We're here to
I think
shine the light in the dark tunnel of Netflix.
I think this was a smart move by Netflix. I think they just need to advertise it a little bit better and boost it up. It's been around for 3 years.
Boost it up.
How many people?
And advertise it.
People? I mean, there's millions of subscribers to Netflix. What percentage of people do you think know that they have access to this library?
10%.
Of games?
Like, no, 2%.
Yeah. I was gonna say I was being
The only reason I know about it is because I follow gaming news, and I remember hearing about them launching this when it.
I only knew it because I fucking found it on my phone. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, I never
What?
use
And I click
Netflix
on it, and I'm like,
on my
what?
phone ever. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't ever do that, like, why would I ever watch Netflix on my phone? If you don't
Exactly.
do that,
Oh.
you don't get it.
I because of
never
the
see it.
podcast, I've had moments where it's late at night and I don't want to wake anybody up, and I don't feel like having on the TV or whatever, so I can wear headphones with my tablet or my phone, and I got accustomed to doing that.
Yeah.
To watch TV, mostly TV shows, because like you got to watch a bunch of episodes, for a season. But I got accustomed to using the app like that, and now it's just like, before bed, let me see if I can watch something. Like I'll sneak in an anime. So I just noticed it, and I was like, "Whoa, no way! These are legit games too. It's
Mhm.
not like we were saying, like not shovelware, but like you said, Flash games,
Yeah, just
Dave. You know,
fucking
it is what it is. But those
your
are not that deep.
stereotypical mobile game.
Yeah,
I
but like
like
solitaire or whatever. But there are legit games, and there are games there that I feel are you can only really appreciate either on the phone or like you said VR. Like Reigns, I think is a great game. You know, I just love the swiping motion. It just feels appropriate for that.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I approve. I would give it an A, almost an A plus. Honestly, like if you buy the accessories of the controllers, you were sitting on something because people bitch about the price of Netflix going up. Well, all right, fine, but like you are getting this. It's in there.
I mean,
Use
it's a
it.
yeah,
premium
fucking use it.
library of mobile games, ad free.
Premium.
You know,
Ad free is the
Yeah.
big thing. You don't gotta pay for
Ad
fucking
no
free.
microtransactions.
No
none of
ads.
that
No none of
shit.
that. It's
so
just
good.
there. It's almost like too
It's
good.
weird. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
weird to play games like without that shit getting shoved in your face all the
Grand
time.
Theft Auto games are right there on a
Just hanging out.
OLED screen
I was
that you can wear headphones to. I mean, good lord, like you can play
The
some
only mobile
classics
games
too.
I play are like subscription based. So I have Apple Arcade and I have Netflix games, and I
Right.
only play those mobile games because there's no ads, no microtransactions, none of that stuff bogging down the
True,
experience.
I'll give you that, man. When I tried Apple for a little bit, the Apple Arcade, it's nice to just like just give me the fucking games. I don't want
Right.
the fucking ads.
Exactly. Yeah.
I
Exactly.
hate ads in a game.
Yep.
Dirty.
So all in all, Netflix games recommended. Hopefully they keep pushing it. They keep adding more stuff like every month. So and they're bumping up the visibility a little bit. So hopefully we'll see some more from them here. But yeah, I think we'll wrap up here with the Netflix games talk and wrap up the show with a quick round of video game 20 questions. Right after this. And we are back for a hopefully quick round of video game 20 questions. We'll
Dave
see.
did really good when
Oh my God.
when you were absent.
Oh, yeah?
Dave did.
Oh,
Yeah, he did good
I think what was the game? I
on
forget.
his own.
What was the 20 questions when I was gone? I
I
watched
can't
it,
tell
was
you.
a-
You
it
know,
was a-
that was a.
but I forget.
a female Star Wars character.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember. Yep, that was it. Okay. Anyways, go back and watch listen to the Rogue One episode. But yeah, we're gonna do video game 20 questions. If you don't know how it works, I'm gonna ask a series of yes or no questions. These dudes are going to answer, or wait, no, yes, they're gonna ask the question.
answer.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
gonna
I know what you're
ask.
saying. Yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna answer
I'm
yes
the
or no.
captain now.
Dave is the captain now, and you're gonna guess what game I'm thinking of. And you got 20 questions. Well, you got 19 questions and one guess to do it. So
Okay.
let the
Is
questioning
this
begin.
Number one.
As
Question
obvious
number
as
one.
mine last week.
That's not a
What?
question. Is this is
No.
obvious?
No. Is this game available to be played on a mobile device?
On a mobile device? I believe so.
Do you guys consider Switch a mobile device?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably.
You can play it on the go. You can play it mobilely.
I should have said smartphone.
handheld device.
Mobility. Or how about does this game have touchscreen controls?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is this game available on Netflix games?
No.
Okay. Can I play this on Xbox?
Good question. You can play a version of this game on Xbox. I'll say that.
A version. Okay, interesting.
How many questions is that?
That was 4.
4. All right.
What's touchscreen? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You can
Okay.
play that. You can play this on Xbox. Yeah.
Is this game based off of Is this part of a video game franchise?
Yes.
I feel like we knew that from his last answer.
What?
There's well, he said there's a version of this, and there's multiple games out there, and some.
All right. Well, I have a game in my head that it could be.
Keep going. What do you got? That's another
Going.
question.
Is this game based in post-apocalypse?
No.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
Fallout Shelter was my immediate thought because you can play that on Xbox and
Ooh,
mobile
David,
phones.
that is a good question. Good guess, rather. Does this game
Not in
involve killing? Is that the focus of this game? Killing.
Killing. No, I will say that is not the main focus of this game.
Okay.
So there is some killing in it, but it's not all you're doing.
Right. So it's not hockey. It's not Candyland.
What? Hockey.
It's touchscreen. Though. That's the thing.
I don't know if there's mobile games out there that have that. I don't know.
Could be. I mean, you got mobile like Call of Duty Warzone.
Dude,
You can
there's
play
mobile everything out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Warzone you can play.
Did you see that Shovel Knight had a mobile version of it? Shovel Knight was on there.
It was a puzzle game.
Yeah, there's
there's
a couple.
I was like, oh, finally get to play Shovel Knight. Oh, that ain't a fucking real. Give me the real Shovel Knight.
There's Pocket Dungeon. There's also a roguelike version, which is actually pretty good on mobile.
Dave, hold on a second. Does Shovel Knight pass this? This is kind of like. Does this game have retro graphics?
No.
All right, there you go. Is this game going for high fidelity graphics?
Oh man,
like realistic?
Dave's saying, hold on.
Do we really want to ask it? You can ask it. Yeah, ask that question.
No.
Okay, so it's not going for realistic, and it's not going for retro. So Dave, that leads to like
it's a video game.
What do you mean a video game? Fucking Mario and Resident Evil do not look anything alike.
But those
Resident Evil is realistic.
Like Mario 64 is neither retro nor high fidelity, so it's like it's a video game. I'm assuming by retro you meant like pixel graphics.
Yes.
Yeah,
They're going for a style from limited by the technology. Yes.
All right, question 10. Let's see what we got here. So it's on mobile.
That was, or this will be question 10?
This will be question 10.
That's what I thought.
Okay. Xbox is a kinda,
There's a version
available
of it on Xbox.
Yeah.
It's part of a franchise too. So Fallout's
some kind of killing in it, but not the focus.
Like,
don't get too hung up on the killing part.
Like a Walking Dead game, kind of, or
dude, Telltale Games would be awesome on Netflix games.
That would be pretty badass because
that would make sense.
Select left or right and just go.
Yeah, and then you just swipe during like the heated moments or the big decisions.
And they already have Bandersnatch and stuff on there too, which we didn't even actually get to, but that's a whole different story. All right, back to this. Not in the post-apocalypse. Feel like we got such a wide net here.
Why not try getting gameplay down?
Is this game's point of view from like the side-scrolling point of view?
Yeah. I would say yes.
Okay, so we got
like when you say I picture Braid, I picture Mario, old school Sonic, Lemmings. Like I'm looking at them.
Lemmings.
It's from that perspective. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't want any like third, like on an angle.
Yeah. It's
isometric.
Not isometric or not top down. I was trying to get rid of like it's not Hades or it's not Moonlight or
exactly. Yes.
Those kind of games. So side scrolling and it's touchscreen though.
But it's not retro graphics. So it's trying to go, but it's not high fidelity, like realistic. So it's like some kind of cartoony styled 2D game
Should
where
we
people die, but that's not the focus of the game.
should we
You
get
really
an
think this?
initial like a release date?
Gonna say you guys don't even have a genre. You got YSCO.
Yeah, we don't have
I,
because this could be a port of something too, or this could be the original. Like the original version came out on mobile first, and sounds like it got mobile first, then ported to Xbox second at some point.
whoa.
Did this game originally release on Android or iPhone?
Yes.
Okay, Dave. Okay. And some version of it is on Xbox.
So you got some shit like, well, it's part of a franchise though too. So it's not like a fucking Flappy Birds or some garbage like that. Shovelware, as was mentioned earlier. So it's a side scroller originally released on Android and iPhone. This was like Super Mario Run.
Sonic, because that's retro graphics. The ones that are on Netflix, rather. Or hold on, it doesn't. Oh wait, I asked a question. If this is a Netflix game, he said no. Correct.
He
That
said
is
no.
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if we know if it's Android or iPhone, do we even need to know what year it came out? We could probably focus down on the genre because we know it's side scrolling. We know it's mobile, like side scrolling mobile games, which I don't know if I'm playing a ton of that shit. We could ask like, would this game be better with a controller?
That's a good question.
Probably. Or does this game feature well, it says touch. I said touch screen before, but that could be touching tapping, or it could be like digital analog controls. I guess I don't know what we call those these days. Eric's happy as shit over there. God damn it. How did I pick Mad Max last week? What the fuck?
Into the Breach is not on Xbox, right?
Yeah, it is. I think maybe
It is?
I don't know. Seems like it should be.
What games started on phone? They got so good that they started putting some version of it on console. Oh wait, Five Nights at Freddy.
But that's not a side-scrolling point of view. You gotta side scroll it. So it's not an endless runner. Does this game involve using like a digital control pad, like left stick and buttons?
No.
Interesting. So the way you move, probably
You gotta
by
be
tapping.
You gotta be tap taparoo.
What game are you tapping around to move your character?
I say you
How many
guys still
questions do we
don't
have?
know the genre or anything.
Should be Fallout Shelter.
I know, right? It's all I keep thinking of.
Well, side-scrolling point of view. Eric keeps saying genre, but we should note like it could be a fucking puzzle game.
Angry Birds?
Angry Birds is a good one that
I
lines
think
up.
it's on Xbox in some capacity.
It is not in the post-apocalypse and
It's
not high
cartoony as
fidelity.
fuck. They don't care about like retro graphics or modern or like
Good
high
call.
fidelity.
Good call.
You do not. Do you kill? I mean, you blow shit up. You blow up the
You
characters.
fucking kill the
but it's-
pigs. Fuck those
Yeah,
pigs.
yeah.
But it's not the main thing of the game.
Right.
Okay. I like that. That's our top choice. Because it is a
Something like that,
franchise.
right?
It is a franchise now too.
Definitely, it's got fucking movies and
Yeah. So Flappy Birds is same, but it's not. All right. What can we whittle that down with?
I don't know. I mean, like, does this game have a CG counterpart movie?
That's your question?
I don't know. Is that a stupid question, Dave?
No.
Is it better to ask if it has birds and angry birds in
Is
it?
there birds and pigs in it? Well, no. The
Yeah.
movie thing might help.
Yeah, I don't know. Does this have a CG animated CG movie counterpart to this franchise, to this game?
Yes, it does.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I mean, how many games? So, Angry Birds is on Xbox in some capacity? I didn't know that. I can
It's
see why
gotta
Eric
be.
had to look that up. You know, because you probably pull the controller back and then let go, and it flings your shit. I've played like a fucking elephant game doing that, so.
Well, we're only on question 13. If we want to narrow this down any further.
Does this game involve birds?
Does this game involve birds? Yes, it does.
Wow, David!
Nice work, Brandon.
Fucking random
pull that
ass
one out.
game, dude.
Well, I mean,
And
it
it's
is one
not-
of the
and
most
it's not on-
popular
and it's-
games of all time.
Yeah, and it's not on fucking Netflix games.
It's true. All right, you can do the honors.
I don't know. I mean, can I just say, is this Angry Birds? Is that?
It's
what
not gonna be
called?
Flappy Birds, and I don't know. I don't think there's another Birds
I don't know if there's like
mobile game that
versions
has a
of
movie
it.
made out of it.
Like I don't. Yeah, all I know of it's called Angry Birds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eric, is it Angry Birds?
It is Angry Birds.
Yay!
Probably the most popular mobile game of all time. Been downloaded almost 5 billion times across
God.
all of the games.
Billion with
Over-
a B.
Those
Holy
movies are
shit.
not good. They made no
Over-
sense.
A total of 130 games, apps, projects, experiments of Angry Birds, including unreleased, canceled, and additions.
Wow.
Yeah, the
What's
Angry
Xbox
Birds
version?
Holy shit.
Angry Birds trilogy is on Xbox. Angry Birds Star Wars is on Xbox.
Plants vs Zombies would have been another option too, right? Because that originally
Plants vs.
started
Zombies.
as a.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
a good one too.
Angry
yeah,
Birds.
it's crazy to
True,
think how.
Brandon. Good call there.
Yeah, they do
Dude,
evolve into shit.
Angry Bird. I don't think you guys remember how huge Angry Birds was. Like there was an Angry Birds for everything. They had Star
Wars Angry
Wars. They
Birds.
were, yeah. They
Yeah.
had
I played
multiple.
the arcade game.
I mean, they have
Angry
yeah,
Birds.
yeah.
Like, that's
They have
pretty
a
fun.
sequel, and the fucked up thing is you can't actually play the original incarnation of Angry Birds anywhere
Why?
currently. I don't know. They delisted
Why?
it from the App Store, but Sega bought Rovio like 2 years ago, back in 2022.
Was that the company that made it?
Yeah, they're the developer of Angry Birds. So they say they have plans of releasing all the original games.
They will. They're
soon,
weird.
but-
Holding
They're
it
slow with their.
hostage.
But it's just
Bill
crazy.
of the band.
It came out in 2009, and like I remember that was like when I was in high school. Everybody who had an iPhone
Was playing it. Okay,
Angry Birds.
that's awesome.
And like
Okay.
I played Angry Birds a lot. I loved Angry Birds Star Wars. It was a good one. There's even an Angry Birds land in Finland, because it was.
Oh.
I mean, it was developed in Finland. So yeah.
Oh, okay. I
There's
didn't know
a
that.
there's a
Okay.
theme park, an Angry Birds theme park,
Okay, sure.
and multiple movies. So yeah, it's pretty huge.
It was all right. It just made no sense.
I didn't see the movies. I have no interest in Angry Birds movie.
Kids will watch that. It makes no sense though. It's not a deep story at all.
But yeah, congratulations. Yeah, I was worried there for a second because you guys
I
were
don't know why
kind
it
of
popped in my head.
going down
It just did.
a path, and I'm
Well,
like, you gotta get
Couldn't nail down the
genre. You gotta
the
get
genre was the big one.
something.
Right. When I was thinking about like Five Nights at Freddy. I was like, is it that? Is it that? Is it that? And I'm like, that's a big. And that's on. I've played that on console, but Angry Birds took me a
The
minute.
side scroller was the helper there.
Yeah,
And it is a side scroller. Yeah, good point.
Yep, it's from a
But
side.
but not
scrolling
using the
perspective.
control, the left or right, or like jumping and all that stuff. When you asked that question, Dave, that's what really made me think. Like, it's definitely like some kind of swiping or pulling or tapping.
And I guess
Like,
I don't know.
They-
Fruit Ninja.
Would you?
Yeah, you know.
It's kind of multiple genres. I guess the main genre is like puzzle game.
Yeah.
Probably say, but it's like action, strategy, puzzly. So yeah, it's a good one. Glad you guys were able to.
Nice.
Glad you guys were able to get that one. But All right. Yeah, that was fun. Let's wrap up here. If you want to follow us, you can follow us at Nomads of Fantasy on all the social platforms. You can join our Discord at the nomadsoffantasy.com/Discord. You want to chat with us? You can go to youtube.com/@nomadsoffantasy to watch the video versions of the podcast. Just go to the nomadsoffantasy.com. You'll find all of our, social stuff, all the episodes,
All your nomad needs,
our fancy custom websites up there. So just take a pop down there. Yeah, all your nomad needs right there. But I will bid you adieu. Check out Netflix Games if you subscribe to Netflix. Pretty good library over there, surprisingly. And hopefully we taught you a little something today. Maybe you didn't know about these games. Maybe you're looking for something to play around with on your phone. Check out Netflix Games. But as always, safe travels, nomads. That's your peacock call?
that's my peacock call. I was trying.